Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again, and welcome to a Blu-ray box set and steelbook update. Entirely Blu-rays, there's not a DVD in sight in this video, so pretty big milestone for me with this update. It now bumps my Blu-ray collection to around 250 titles, so really stoked for that, and I will be doing a Blu-ray collection overview for my 200th video, so stay tuned for that, probably in the next couple of weeks or so. But yeah, for now I picked up some great titles, got some really good deals, so I will be mentioning prices again for my Australian viewers, so let's get into it. So the first three titles that I'm going to show you guys I picked up from the 3 for 40 deal at Sanity, and the first one is The Girl Who Played With Fire. Haven't checked this one out yet, but it's the second movie in the Millennium trilogy, and I absolutely love The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, so glad to finally pick this one up. The next one in the deal is Monster House. I'd only seen this movie once before and forgot how much I loved it. Commenting with some of the guys who mentioned this in the 30 Days of Horror Challenge made me want to pick it up, so it was part of the deal and I'm so glad I did. Love this movie, and I'm not even normally that big into animation, but this is fantastic. Great animation style, looked really great in HD. Great cast of characters. I absolutely love Chowder. It's set around the day of Halloween, and it's basically about these three kids who suspect the house across the road to be possessed by a monster. It's not scary at all, but it's got great little horror themes throughout, and just an all-round fantastic movie that I'd recommend. And the next one in the 3 for 40 deal is Mimic. This is just a upgrade from my DVD copy. Then I finally got around to picking this movie up, American History X, for $10 at Sanity. It's been one that I've constantly seen for around the $10 mark, but just never got around to picking up. I've seen the movie several times before. It's fantastic. Never owned a copy before, so glad to finally own it on Blu-ray. The next one is another DVD upgrade, Final Destination. I think this was about $12 or $13 from Target. Not too bad of a price for the movie. I enjoyed it. It's not the best horror movie out there, but it's still a lot of fun. Then I picked up the following three at Target. Two were under their $9 Blu-ray deal, and they've got some pretty decent titles actually. So the first one for $9 is Dog Day Afternoon, starring Al Pacino. I haven't seen this movie before, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, and for $9 I think it's well worth the pickup, and yeah, definitely looking forward to checking this one out. The next $9 one I picked up is Falling Down, starring Michael Douglas. I don't think I've ever heard anyone mention this before, but I was talking to a friend at work about it and he was raving on about how good it was, and he wasn't wrong. This movie is fantastic. It came out in about 1992, I believe, and for a 90s movie the transfer is really good. This was $9 well spent. For those who aren't familiar with it, Michael Douglas plays the main character. He's just lost his job. He's stuck in a massive traffic jam. It's really hot. He's trying to get home to his ex-wife and his daughter's birthday party, so he decides to ditch his car and pretty much walk across the city to try and get to his daughter's birthday party, and he basically turns into a psycho. Really good. Really solid acting from everyone in the cast. I just thought this was a really good movie, so if you haven't checked this one out, I'd definitely recommend doing so. The next one I picked up from Target, which was $13, is Hellboy. This is directed by Guillermo del Toro. Really glad to pick this one up for a good price. It's not the easiest Blu-ray to come across. I know you can pick up the sequel pretty much everywhere, but yeah, I don't think I've seen this one at too many stores before, so glad to finally be able to check it out. I've never seen this movie before and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so Hellboy. Next up we have Shutter Island. This title has been a movie that I've been wanting to see ever since it got released in the theatre, and I've never seen it up until last week. Again, this is normally fairly expensive here in Australia. I think it goes for around about $35 to $40, which is absolutely insane. But I picked this one up for $18 at Sanity, and I must say I did really enjoy it, but it wasn't quite as good as I'd hoped for. I was kind of let down by the ending. I could sort of see it coming, and I can kind of see how it all fitted into the movie, but I would have rather had the other ending, which I'm not going to spoil, but for you guys that have seen the movie, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It all leads up and you think it's going to end a certain way. I would have preferred that. But I must say this is probably one of my favourite recent time performances from Leonardo DiCaprio. He was exceptional in this movie, so I'd highly recommend checking this one out, but it didn't quite live up to what I was hoping for. The next title has been one I've been wanting to pick up for a while, and I got this through a deal at Blu-ray.com, and that's Tremors. I've heard a few people mention this. I know Kevin, we were talking about this movie, and I haven't seen this movie in years. It's a pretty decent sort of mid-90s horror creature feature from memory, so finally glad to own it on Blu-ray, and I've heard the transfer's pretty good. Now on to the box set. I picked this one up from the same seller. Glad to finally actually own this trilogy on Blu-ray, and I'm ashamed to say that I've only really seen the first movie and half the second. I don't know what it is, I've just never really given this trilogy the time of day, and that is Lord of the Rings. Yes, I know the extended edition's available. This is just the theatrical. I got this for a really good price. I think it was $20 from the guy over at Blu-ray.com. So finally glad to be able to actually check these out, and I will give them the full attention. Just comes in the standard cases there and the back of it. Overall pretty nice box set. It's kind of embossed on the front. So yeah, if I really get into these, which I'm really hoping to, I will quite possibly pick up the extended edition box set as well, because that is one nice box set. But for now, Lord of the Rings theatrical trilogy on Blu-ray. Now onto the Steelbooks. I've never had any Steelbooks before, and I must say, after the three I've picked up, I'm pretty sure it's going to become an addiction. So the first one I picked up is 2012. Picked this one up from Target. Guys, a little tip for you guys that live in Australia. I'm not too sure if all Targets stock it, but my Target had a bunch of Steelbooks for $17, which I think is a pretty good price. So they had Paranormal Activity, which I'm not picking up, it's terrible. They had this one, and I think they had a couple of copies of Edge of Darkness, but I really like this Steelbook. Pretty nice, and then there's some artwork inside. What I'm going to do with my Steelbooks is I'm not going to pick up random ones. I'm just going to pick up ones that I actually really enjoy the movie of. But yeah, 2012. Then I picked these two up from the same seller that I got Tremors and the Lord of the Rings from. The Terminator 2 Judgment Day Skynet Edition Steelbook. Really glad to own this. This is one of my favourite movies of all time. Comes in a nice slip. Just take it off. The front of it. The back of it. Unfortunately there's no artwork inside. It's kind of got like a metallic metal look to it, and the disc. Really nice Steelbook, this one. And my last Steelbook, which is definitely my favourite in my collection so far, is Cloverfield. This is the German release, I believe. Got a really nice feel to it. Love the cover on that. Back of it. And the inside is just pretty plain Jane. With the disc. The disc's kind of embossed as well. But yeah, this has got a really nice feel to it, and I love the cover art on that. So yeah, I now officially own 3 Steelbooks. So that is it for this Blu-ray box set and Steelbook update. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you've seen any of these movies, feel free to comment below. And as always, thanks a lot for watching.